Okay, now let's do mapping. So let's bring in mapping items into the shelf plotting area. So now we have a plot of all the unique countries here, okay? Because this is a hierarchy. We'll be looking at constructing hierarchies later on. We are now using a hierarchy that has already been built, okay? So now if you click this plus, the hierarchy here, the hierarchy that has been built, the mapping item hierarchy has country, below that is state, postal code and city. So when you click that plus sign, so you go down from, in that hierarchy, you go from the top level to the next level, so which is state, right? Now click state again, so that will take you down to postal code. Postal code is here. Okay, now notice that we have 92 unknowns, and there could be two different reasons why there are unknowns. One is maybe it was not typed properly. So postal code, so instead of a 5-digit number, maybe it is a 4-digit number. One digit was misplaced or not typed in. It's a typo, in other words. Or maybe there are some blanks in that column. This is missing value, right? So you have if you have to click that, and when you click the message here, that will open up and show you what options you have to handle that. So here, if you click edit locations, so that will give you the list of problem records. Okay. So then you can see that maybe there is just a typo that you could fix. Okay. Usually zip code is kind of hard, but if it is text information, and if you see there is a typo, so instead of New York, the R is missing or something, then you can go and edit it and fix it. Okay. But here we don't know, so it looks like everything is fine. So what do? Well, another thing you could do is you can filter out all these unknown data, so you won't get this message. So if you click filter data, then all those unknown records will be filtered out. Okay. So two possibilities. One is if there are any mistakes, typos and such, then you want to fix it. You want to keep as many records as possible in the visualization. You don't want to filter them out. But if you have to, then that's how you filter out. Okay. So suppose if I want to filter by region. All right. So now we want to filter out international. So we can filter that out. Okay. All right. Okay. So now, suppose these marks are now the level of detail in the map is going to be based on the fields in the shelves here. So we have region, okay, going down, and here the details, you're going down from country to state. So you have state level marks. There are 49 of them. So now if you go back up to country level, then you'll have only one mark, because there is only one country in, we have taken out international, so there is only United States, so you get only one mark here. Okay, so if you click, so now you get state, and suppose we want to put sales here as size. Okay, then the marks are now sized by sales, right? and you can increase or decrease the default size. If you click that, then you can increase the absolute size in that way. Okay. And suppose we have color is not going to come up correctly here. Suppose we have well, there's one more thing we can do with these so if you click color, okay, we can change the color of the mark. You can change it to black or whatever you want. Okay. You can put a border if you like. Okay. And you can change the transparency. The opacity refers to transparency. So if you go all the way, then you don't have anything at all. Okay. So if you're on this extreme, so you have completely opaque marks. So you can control that if you like. Okay. Now let me illustrate one more concept. So let's get mapping item in here, and let's do again region. All right, region. Okay, and then we go down to state, and suppose we put sales in color. Okay, so when we put sales into color, then what we get is a see, there are two kinds of maps: symbol maps and filled maps. The one that we saw previously is a symbol map. So each mark is just a symbol, and you can control that symbol in several ways. Whereas filled map is that you get each state or each geographical area filled by a color. So here the color intensity shows lower or higher value for the selected measure. Okay? And you can change, so you can change the color and the intensity and so on by clicking the down arrow and edit in color. Okay, here. Click this and click edit color, then you can change the color palette, and there are many possible palettes, including custom palettes that you can select from. You can also click here. If you click the down arrow here, that would give you edit color too. So edit color, and you can control the whether you want it in steps. If you go to advanced, you can select starting and ending. Suppose if the normal range is between 3,000 and say 500,000. Okay, but there are just one or two which are really way out there, like 1 million and a little bit more. Just a couple of them, and even though it's just a couple of them, that's going to draw your color palette towards that, and then you are not going to get good contrast. So you can set up a smaller end value if you like. So that way, your color palette will be sufficiently, or the range within which the color needs to be displayed is sufficiently narrow that you will see the contrast.